there that often.
No, they're not choreographed very well usually.
Graham Gano on for the extra point. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They'll start out on the ground. It's Lamar Miller. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. From the gun, here's Watson. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Trey Boston. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. A first carry for Christian McCaffrey, who made his first Pro Bowl last year. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
On second down, McCaffrey looking to find a lane, but he can't rein in at the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's no gain on the play, and they'll remain a few inches shy of a first with 3rd down looming.
Ready. 50, plant. Fight.
Here's a guy on his 4th franchise in 2 years, Carlos Hyde. Now we have Hyde still on the ground here. Staying down after that last play. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside.
Come on, set. 10-2 stop. You ain't going nowhere. Hey, high 7. Good. 41 come up. Check, 41. Please grip.
On 1st and 10, here's Locke. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Smith. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. 18 yards that time to push him up, 1st and goal.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. The slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
McCaffrey, and he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Christian McCaffrey, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Panthers, they widen their lead. Early on, they have all facets of the game working in tandem.
Yeah, you get the defensive touchdown early to give you the first score, and then your offense piggybacks on top of that and gets their own. And any coach we've ever talked to prior to the game, they always say, if we can score on defense or special teams, that gives us like a 95% chance of winning the game. I don't know if that number's correct, but it certainly does tend to play out that way, doesn't it?
It does. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. A very solid gain of 27. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. They'll toss it to Miller. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down. On 2nd and 11 now. Watson. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Well, it doesn't take any great analysis. No jokes, partner, okay? All right, on this one. But we just know that we're going to see this as the game moves forward. There's going to be 2 guys on him on just about every snap.
It's kind of a dare to throw his way, but they have to keep throwing his way.
The benefits could be great. You throw it to a great receiver, he could come down with it anyway.
Back to throw, Watson. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. Call that a very strong gain of 24. A shotgun snap for Watson. And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by James Bradbury. And he'll wind up losing 5 yards or so on the return, but no matter, they've got the football back.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
Back. Hatchet. Now.
After the turnover, here's Locke. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete.
Hey, team 6.
Locke will try again on 2nd down. Flushed out right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
You're down 2 touchdowns. You just know defensively you absolutely have to come up with a big play. That nearly was one right there.
Looked over at the sideline immediately after the drop and just saw the dejection. They felt it. They thought he had it. Unfortunately, couldn't come up with it. Throwing his Locke on 3rd down. He's going to look deep for more. He's got a man. Complete. 30. And he finally goes down, but not before reaching the 21. A big play there for Carolina. 59 yards. Meanwhile, checking in on what's going on in Baltimore. And it's the Ravens that have moved out to an early advantage. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. On the ground, McCaffrey. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. The defense showing some anger after giving up the big play. This time they'll lose 1 or 2.
Here we go. 10 over.
Here we go, D. Here I come again.
Pilot, 64, weak.
Come again.
Check 9.
He's crashing. He's checking crack. 36.
Watch safety creep.
Safety's creeping.
On 2nd and 11 now. Lock. Escaping the pressure right. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd. Now another timeout called for by the offense. And that's their 2nd charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
41's the mic. 41's the mic. Check, 41. Pick it up. Pick it up. Check. Bang, 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 bang.
Ready?
From the gun on 3rd down, Lock. Eluding the pressure right. And he fires one, but incomplete. 4th down, and here's Graham Gano now in the field goal unit for the Panthers. From the left hash, this from 39. And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost. 17-0 our score after 1. Panther football to start quarter number 2, as we'll see one following the score on the final play before break. This is fielded at the goal line. And some good coverage there by the line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the 2nd quarter, but you're down. Let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down.
Don't be scared of it.
Operating from the gun, Watson. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And he works free. Goes left side. Touchdown, Carolina. Such an impressive punt return. 83.
When you've got a guy that fast back there to receive punts, that's a nightmare for the guy game planning, the special teams coach, but it's also a nightmare for the punter. Sometimes they get so nervous that they mishit the ball and kick it right to him.
Gano the extra point, and the rout is on here in this first half. So after surrendering the punt return for a score, let's see what they can do in turn on this kickoff. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback.
Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. Calais Campbell finding his way home for the sack.
3 scores down, not even a halftime yet. They are not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Watch the ship. Watch the ship. Hey, watch
3rd and long. It's Watson. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And he can't come up with a pick. Nearly his second of the game. Instead, fourth down.
An attempt at a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. Great blocking on the return. It springs him for 25. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
I'm going to run you over. Watch the edge. Alert 3, alert 3. Alert 3.
5. Get it.
Throwing on 2nd down. Lock. He's going to float this one deep right side. This is caught inside the 15. And he'll be down deep into Houston territory. A big play there for Carolina. 49 yards. So now, following the big play, they've got a 1st and goal all the way down at the 10.
Switch. Check.
5.
Play action. Now it's Locke. And that will be caught by Moore. He's got a Panthers touchdown. DJ Moore, his 4th touchdown on the year, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Extra point try good by Gano, and the route is on here in this first half. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. This fielded at the 2. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a 1st down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game, and that 3 and out on the last possession, that told you just how stalled they are on offense.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Calais Campbell able to record his 5th sack of the season. Following the sack, it's now 3rd and long for Watson and the Texans. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. They can't stop Bruce Irvin there as he slips in for the sack. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. It's taken to the 26. A terrific return. 30 yards all in all. And the Panthers will take over in terrific field position. An NFL update. They're in the 2nd quarter in Baltimore. And it's the Ravens that have moved out to an early advantage. I would definitely imagine we'll hear more from that game as we go along.
Ready. 18 Gator.
Here we go, D. Check. Crunch. Check 24. Check 24. Shit.
Let's be grip.
On play action. Lock. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but they make them out of bounds. That does you no good.
Yes.
Check. Shit. Hey, watch it. Watch the safety creep.
Hey, Haywood.
Lock again here on 2nd and 10. for Olsen. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on first and second down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
Bravo!
Hey, 4-1's Mike. 4-1's Mike.
Hey!
Get that ball! Get that ball!
Walk down!
On third down, block. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Whitney Merciless barreling in for the sack. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So on fourth down, kicking it away here, Michael Pilardi.
At their own 13-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Calais Campbell in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time.
And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. It's the Pro Bowler Luke Kuechly that picks it.
You're trailing, you're trying to get points late in the half. I absolutely understand that. But remember, it's all about the ball. And without the ball, you can't get those points. They just turned it over.
Now you got to be careful because that deficit can get a little bigger on the other side with that good field position they just took over with. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on first and goal. From the gun, it's Locke. He's got it for a Panther touchdown. Torrey Smith, as the first half is winding down, as his guys continue to pour it on.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that can finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. This will be taken in at the 1. And down he goes just shy of the 25. Now, penalty marker is down. Let's see what that's about.
Here we go.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try to get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
I'm coming for you, son.
On first down, it's Watson. Going deep for Hopkins. This is caught inside the 15. Yeah, he's going to get this deep on the Carolina side of the field. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. This is taken at the 3. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups We're going to see him when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks.
First down, Panthers.
Ready.
One play has them up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
Joker, 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 joker. Hey, switch gears, switch gears.
Now a play fake, and here's Locke. Flush to his right. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. The wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now second down.
Different pass rushes are designed for different things. Sometimes you want to keep the quarterback in the pocket. Sometimes you want him to flush. I don't know exactly how this one was designed, but they made sure they moved him to his right. He got out of the pocket. Unfortunately for him, he was hit as he tried to throw the ball, and that resulted in an incompletion.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a third down.
And it's third down.
Down. 60 Pittsburgh. I'm coming for you. You mine. Ready?
To throw on third down. Locke. Well, the two men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up fourth down. So good work there on the defensive side for the first drive of the second half.
Yeah, and until their offense can get into rhythm, their defensive players and staff have got to say to themselves, we've got to make it work. We've got to stand in here and make sure nothing else happens until our guys start moving the ball.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned because...
And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. That's Luke Kuechly with a sack.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. Brian Burns in there to drop him, and sacks on first and second downs. Now leads to a 3rd and long. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Setting up the screen for Miller. And they'll hustle up to stop him well shy of the first, right around the 15. It's a gain of 11, but they're still well short. It's 4th down.
They dialed up the screen pass on 3rd down, and for a second it looked like it was all going to come together, and they had a chance to pick up a first down, but the defense got there and finished it off.
Now on 4th down, they throw the deep ball, but it winds up to be incomplete. The free safety, Trey Boston, there to knock it away.
I don't know why you would do that. It's almost guaranteed points the other way. I mean, I get it if it's a late-game situation, maybe even 4th and inches. But, boy, that's a huge risk to take.
Yeah, now they're set up in prime position going the other way. Quick slant, caught by Moore. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal.
Check 55 to Mike.
Blue draw Corkers. Get it.
On the ground, McCaffrey. And he takes it into the end zone for a Panthers touchdown. Christian McCaffrey with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year as his guys continue to put this one out of reach.
Indy.
We got to get the ball. Do you get the ball right here? Let's go.
Locke's going to sneak it. And he is in. Touchdown, Carolina. Drew Lock taking it in as his guys continue to pour it on.
And the sneak works on 2nd and goal. They didn't wait until it was 4th down to try and get him across.
No, and I think if you're the QB, you like these plays, don't you? I mean, you want to hand it off sometimes, but also prove that you can get it in there as well.
Yeah, it makes you really part of the gang, doesn't it? It makes you part of the crew, and it really bonds you with those big offensive linemen because then you get to celebrate with the big fellas.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times?
The Panther rush just too strong. They get there and take him down. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. It's Shaq Thompson here with a pick. And they are going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. He was looking to get that one to DJ Moore, and that'll bring up second down.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet.
Hey, check 24. Watch 24. Big Ed. He's checking. Crash.
Back to the air on second down. It's locked. Letting one go deep for the... And this is going to be intercepted. Good positioning, and it's picked off. So the first interception of his career under center, and you knew it was going to happen sooner or later.
It has to. And I know he feels like the world is just tumbling down at this moment, but there's got to be some veteran somewhere, some mentor that's going to tell him, hang in there, my man. Plenty more to come. Keep firing.
Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21. 2nd and 9 now from the 21. Again, it's Miller. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Set.
They'll try the air now with Watson. Hopkins on the grab over the middle. And he'll be taken down inside Carolina's 15. The Clemson connection. Watson to Hopkins for a big one. 48 yards. Here's Watson. And now here is another interception. It's the Pro Bowler Luke Kuechly that picks it. And he will bring this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Panther touchdown. Well, this has just been obviously a dreadful day for him throwing the football. Now 4 interceptions. This one leads to 6 points going the other direction. Tough.
Yeah, it is, and this feels old school to me because you never really took out your starting quarterback back in the good old days. No matter what was going on, he was your guy, and you rode him for better or for worse. In today's football, usually we've got a backup who's warmed up and has come into the game, so you can see an old school approach here that's not really benefiting them at this point.
You ready?
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And last time, decent field position through the pick six. Obviously costly.
But they can't.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by the safety, Eric Reed. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
They'll take over 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Hey, watch the slant. Watch the slant. Check three. Check three. Check three. Check. Check hot route. Hot.
Try to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Back now in Houston. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. They're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Lock gonna throw. Wide open receiver complete. Oh, it's out. Smith lost it. And the Texans say they have it. They do.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10. And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Hate to say it, but that play typifies what we've seen from this offense all game long.
Yeah, don't you think maybe you flip over your play sheet as the offensive coordinator and see the side that says try something different? You know, because this has not worked all game long. They continue to try and get it done. They've got to come up with something a little bit different. Try something special, something they haven't seen.
Anything to score a point. On 3rd and long, it's McCarron. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. A big one there for the Texans, 18 yards. Everyone in the stadium saw that big hit coming.
And I, as a former defensive back, have to admit I'm a little disappointed. He actually was able to hold on to the ball. He brought the lumber on that play. Give my man a whole lot of credit for taking the hit and possessing the football.
And picking up the first down. So 2nd in inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker. Flushed out right. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Yannick Ngakoue. He's the one who runs him down, and my goodness, that is just a disastrous loss for this offense. McCarron following the sack. He leads his guys up on 3rd and long. Man open, that's Kiki QT complete. He'll get 17 back there, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
Boy, they had a lot of real estate to make up there, but what a big-time play for them. Nice completion, excellent game. Now they're in 4th and manageable.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. It's the Pro Bowler Luke Kuechly that picks it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. Here's McCaffrey. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10. On first down, this is McCaffrey. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 43-yard line.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. A handoff, McCaffrey running right, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on 3rd. A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on first down. So this one is over. A victory for Carolina. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So